Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hello, I'm Sahar. Welcome to Podcasts for Life.
Michael Levy, welcome back to Podcasts for Life.
Thank you so much.
It was wonderful chatting to you last time about the point of life. Of course, we are living beings and we have to worry about money and mortgage. And the reason I asked you for this podcast interview is I'm also part of your newsletter list. And the contents of your last newsletter really intrigued me, where you talk about the stock market. And I quote, you say, all intuitive signs are in place for a major world recession. And of course, you are also the author of Invest with a Genius. I'm sure our listeners would be intrigued to know, what are those signs for the recession?
Excellent question. Well, first of all, let me get one thing straight. Invest with a genius doesn't mean just investing with Michael Levy's genius. What that actually means is there's 6 billion people on Earth, and 6 billion people all have a genius inside them that they can invest their time with. So as long as we understand, this isn't a narcissistic type of title. It's a title for everybody to understand
invest
they have
in their own genius.
In their own genius. Now, the fact is that what we see in the world today, and basically it's never been any different, only the greed is magnified today. Greed has been magnified. Greed's always been around. The stock market gyrates between two emotions, and the emotions are fear and greed. Fear takes the market down, greed takes the market up.
Interesting, yes.
And basically, if you're living with emotions, that's why most people lose money in the stock market. Because most people sell when the market's crashing down near the bottom. They wait and wait and wait. Then they get out near the bottom. And then many times they see it going back up, back up, back up. So they go back in, and they go back in near the top. And many times people say that they lost so much money in the stock market. Now, everybody needs to have money in this world to have two things: security and a certain amount of comfort.
Security and comfort.
Yeah. Now, there's a level of comfort that people desire. If it's within a universal scope and a range, and it's within that person's scope to obtain it, then it will be obtainable.
Right.
But many times, if we go beyond what we think we need, if the greed sets in, then many times you will lose a lot of money. There's a program in the US here called Deal or No Deal with Howie Mandel, and so many times people get carried away. They've got to open suitcases with money in, and they go in. A lady the other day, she wanted $75,000 to open a bakery, and she was offered $79,000 at one stage of that game. But she also had some cases left which had some higher amounts of money in, so she got greedy. And she went home with $50.
That's right.
And so your thing is, if you've already put the message out in the universe what you want, and that's what you desire, if you try to exceed it many times, you'll come unstuck. So we have to find our own comfort level. What do we desire? What is enough for us? It's a personal quest. Now, for some people, they might be clever businessmen, and they might want $1 billion. Well, a lot of those people get that $1 billion. However, the heartache it takes to get it puts them in an early grave because they've forfeited the health to do it. Because of all the aggravation and all the things that they had to do to get that money, they've put themselves on medications, and their life isn't as
the quality of life is not the same.
So your true wealth, basically, we're talking about is your health and your money together. And that's where the genius comes in, because the genius doesn't allow you to get sick by chasing after money. Now, what's happening today in the
stock market?
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, to the bones of it. First of all, we've had the oil markets, and that's a commodity. That commodity has been manipulated to a high of $75 a barrel. It's hit it twice. and it's hit it lately. Last week it was trading at 75. It's just kind of come off. Today it's trading around about $68, $69 a barrel. Now what's happening there basically is, over the past 3 years, let's take it from 1999.
Yeah.
In 1999, oil was trading at $12 a barrel. Now there was just as much news out which was negative at the time. There were many wars raging at the time. The stock market was doing great at the time, and the economies of the world were doing good at the time. So the oil should have been much higher then, but it wasn't. There was no real manipulation going on. But since then, oil steadied around about $30 a barrel, between $30 and $35 a barrel, which is the going rate for supply and demand, which it should be going on, just supply and demand. But over the past 3 years, you've had a constant propaganda spin. And the media have been part of this spin.
Yeah.
And when they spin the news, they spin it so that they're saying, well, there's a shortage of oil, China and India are using a lot more oil. Well, they're using a little bit more oil. But Chinese and Indians don't drive cars, they ride bicycles. So they're saying all this extra consumption, but where they're using it, they haven't got the infrastructure and the road structures throughout India and China to be able to use it. Now in 10 or 15 years' time, yes, there will be a stronger demand. Now, demand has gone up to a certain degree through industrial use, but that demand has been more than met by OPEC. More than met.
That's
so the
right.
fact of the matter is, there's always been a slight surplus of oil. So the supply and demand equation and ratio means that oil should have been trading at $30 to $35 a barrel. But something erroneous is going on here. Oil's been trading at $75 a barrel, over double.
Yeah.
And when the prices start to come down and the people say that there is an oversupply, it doesn't go down as it should do. Now, heating oil is another commodity that also traded up. But over the past 3 to 6 months, heating oil is halved in value, whereas oil has continued to go up.
Right.
So they've split. And the fact is, heating oil is trading as a commodity that isn't manipulated. That's going on supply and demand only.
Right.
And oil should actually follow that, and oil should be down now to around about between $35 and $45 a barrel.
Right.
Even ahead of Exxon, even ahead of all the major oil corporations say it's far too expensive. And it's being done by the speculators.
So you think
you
think that this is all leading us to a recession?
Well, absolutely. Well, that's the beginning of it. From there, as well as gold's gone to nearly $700 an ounce. And if you read my book, Invest with a Genius, page 78 on that book, and that was written in 2002, stated that gold now is $270 an ounce.
Right.
And I was talking about it being a good safe haven in times of crisis. Well, it's gone up to $700 an ounce. Today it's come back down a bit. It's down about $650. So it's beginning to level off. But that will oscillate. Those oscillations, and rubber's gone up on the commodity markets, wheat's gone up. So all these products are going to feed into industry. Now, the thing that's keeping the stock market afloat at the moment is the fact that the earnings are good of corporations, and they will stay good for the next quarter and maybe the quarter end of the year. So the next 2 quarters will probably be very good. And that is going to feed more inflation into the economy, because people will be trying to put prices up for the consumer. The consumer really can't afford any more money to put the prices up. And at the same time, the housing market is beginning to collapse slowly, and that will escalate because people have got variable mortgages, and those variable mortgages will come on to fixed mortgages at much higher rates. People have bought to buy to rent and have mortgaged the property that they bought and bought more property and mortgaged that.
Yes.
So they've done that kind of thing.
Yes.
That also will come into play. So all those factors will be leading up. And people today are looking at the inflation. The experts are telling us about the inflation. And when you keep looking at that, that may mean that the Federal Reserve will put interest rates up a bit more. Maybe in the UK, the Bank of England might put interest rates up a little bit more. And that, again, the consumer is so strapped and overspent that they can't afford higher interest rates on things. And large corporations can't afford to pay a lot more in interest for the loans that they take out to expand. So if it becomes too expensive to borrow money, they're going to have to pull in the horns. So yeah, for the next few months, people will be worried about the inflation side of things.
Right.
But that will slowly turn into a world recession if the scenario happens as it's playing out at this moment in time.
Right.
But there's a proviso. nothing is written in stone.
Right.
So this is what I'm seeing at this moment of time.
As
maybe
indicators.
In 3 months' time,
it will change.
And maybe it will change then. But at this moment in time, there's a very good chance, maybe an 80% chance of a major world recession happening. If that does, the stock market will come down massively. And also, there's another big criteria too, and that is if America decides to bomb Iran because they're building nuclear weapons, or if the terrorists decide another major attack in the US on a power station maybe, or in the UK, if that comes, another devastation like that would also knock the stock market for 6 if it's a major attack.
Yes.
So again, that would knock the legs from under the stock market, which would cause another major recession. So the feelings of wealth soon dissipate and they change round very, very quickly.
So to end up on a positive note, what would be your inspiring advice?
My advice at the moment would be for people, especially older people.
Yes.
Younger people can take a chance. Now, the stock market will always be a great place to invest.
Yes.
And the thing is, timing is everything. So always be liquid and always have some money to invest as stocks come down. The way you do it is if you've got £1,000 to invest in the stock market.
Yes.
Invest it slowly in £100 increments.
Yes.
So you do it, if you say you wanted to buy a stock like, let's say ICI, for instance. I'm not going to give any tips, but I'm just saying stock X.
Yes.
You buy stock X, and say that stock X is trading at £10, and you want to buy, say 100 shares. So say it's trading at, say a pound. Let's give a round figure. £1. And you want to put £1,000 into it.
Yes.
So you put £100 into it at this level. If it's come down a little, never buy stocks when they're trading at the highs.
Yes.
Wait for a dip. Now the markets have come down 500 points, the Dow Jones, in the past week. So now would be a good time to be looking at certain stocks.
Yes.
So you would start with £100 today, and if it went down, you'd put another £100. And as it goes down, you ladder down each time it goes down. So it went from £1 to 90 pence to 80 pence to 70 pence to 60 pence to 50 pence. And when it gets to 50 pence, it's halved in value. Then you put £500 in it. Then you put your other £500 all at once. You double your stake.
You're giving away your secrets, Mike.
Well, that's in the book. It's Invest with a Genius. And then the trick is this. When it goes up, you start to ladder your sales as it goes up. So you don't hold on right till it goes back up again.
Yes. Because
it might trade backwards and forwards between 50 pence and 60 pence. So you sell 100 shares at 60 pence, buy them back when they come to 50 pence, and keep buying that 100 back. So you might have had 6 transactions with that £1,000, and each one is a different baby. Each one is a different thing. So even though it's the same stock, it's a different transaction.
Yes, I understand.
So you look at it differently. Each one has been bought at a different price. So you trade them as you've bought them, not as a whole. And when you get back to the pound again, you keep the 500 that you bought at 50 pence, and you allow that to ride. If you do that throughout your life, by the time you do it over 40 years, you would 10 times your money, and you would beat every single expert. You would beat every mutual fund in the world.
It's very exciting.
Well, it really is. Well, listen, I haven't had the education. I've been doing it for 40 years, and there's not one mutual fund that's come close to what I've done.
That's
and I don't put a lot of my money in it. You only put a small amount. And if you're and also a safe haven would, at this moment in time, for people who can't afford to go in the stock market, would be gilts or would be treasury bills, which are yielding at this moment in time about 4 3/4 to 5%. Short-term gilts, not long-term. Something between 6 months and 12 months.
Well, I hope our young listeners will benefit from all your experience and tips, or let me say your intuition. Of course, your book is available on your website, Invest with a Genius, from www.pointoflife.com.
And every bookstore in America and in UK.
And every bookstore in America and UK. Of course, it's also available on Amazon, isn't it, as well?
Amazon. And she's discounted on Amazon too.
Yeah, and Mike, I hope we can talk some more in the future. And for our listeners, they can also listen to your other podcast interview on podcastforlife.com. Well, thank you very much for talking us today. And I hope we can talk soon in the future.
It's been a total delight. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mike.